Hello peeps and hello peppers and welcome to Lundi the Monday Puffin. Happy New Week! If you've never been here, hello stranger, it's great to have you here. My name is Frida Martins. I am a German artist with multiple disabilities living in Iceland. And on Mondays, I always tell a little bit of a story about Iceland or about puffins because I find it hilarious that the French word for Monday spells exactly the same way as the Icelandic word for puffin. And yesterday I actually found out that no, the day before yesterday, I actually found out at the movie festival that the Japanese word for frog spells almost like a deflection of dear, like as in dear friend. Like in Icelandic, you would say kæru, and this combination of letters would sort of fuse. But in the film that was called The Frog in the Water, the main actor pronounced it something of the type kæru. And actually, I like knowing words for frog in various languages because I love frogs. I collect some frog items. And actually, I sent a wishy-washy photo of this frog bag to a friend, and they asked me to get a better picture. Okay, now you have an idea how long the strap is. I don't know if this is probably still not the best picture, and this will always be the best picture of my art chaos. But yesterday I was in such a fine art and journaling crafting class that where one of the themes was actually to not be ashamed of someone's chaos. And I actually like these water lilies because it's my understanding that they have the roots under the water, and people who know me know that I kind of believe in the sea monster as in a real or fossil animal that lives basically under the surface. And yeah, talking about kæru, the class took place in a Japanese themed store where most things are relatively expensive because they have to be imported. But it was worth it. And I mean, I always find something at the store. I don't know if I will buy these pens again, but they were worth the try. They come with a little plug to protect the brush tip, even though the brush tip is retractable. And I will make an effort to not lose the little plugs in my chaos. And one very interesting thing that was said there, I really had to document this. When someone spends the first 2 hours of the day journaling, that prevents this person supposedly from going to the phone, which is a good idea because let's say I like checking my social media in the morning. That's not the point, but I follow a lot of queer sites, disability sites, who protest the rise of right-wing movements, sometimes with very drastic pictures. And let's say on a long term, I don't know if I'm capable of this at 7 in the morning. And my little phone games, actually, where you have to push a variety of animals around, like in a Tetris game, until they go into their boxes. No animal is harmed during that process, but it can actually, on a longer term, harm me, because most of these things have a timer, and I purposefully turn the sound off, because if everything goes click, click, peep, peep, and meow, that is already stressing my nerve costume. So actually, when the person said that they spent the first 2 hours of the day journaling, that of course doesn't go click, click, peep, peep, and meow. I suddenly had the idea I should actually draw my graphic novel with a sea monster as an agent for peace and of the good things happening beneath the surface in the mornings. And like yesterday, we were encouraged to glue things in the journal that we don't use that often. And yes, I do have a washi tape with timings. And it is, on my clock, actually 10:04 a.m., like in my favorite movie, Interstate 60. Rise and shine. And then Christopher Lloyd says, maybe you are awake for the first time in your life. So maybe this is a good time to think about what I want to do with a day. I had to get up early for physiotherapy. Yes, makes me think about, like, when I was a kid, I always, if I wanted to point out that a figurine that I drew had a sore foot or even was disabled, I gave this character a plaster cast. My walking is not the best these days. Kæru vinir, my dear friends. It's not so fun with chronic pain, but I'm making the best of it. And actually, one of the good points of the journaling class was also like to let go of perfectionism, to let go of really rigid plans. And I think it's okay to say that, as long as I don't say Jane Doe said this and Jane Doe said that. Like when the people were crafting, that could also go into the private sphere. But it was a very relaxed exchange about the private sphere. So, in an ideal world, from 11 to 12, I would do well. Let's actually list what I need to do. Read the book that I have to deliver back. Draw the Sea Monster Symphony. Find out weather and film fest. Okay, before 11, get info. 11 to 12, meditate, story planning, and home help. Because they always come at one-ish, only short. Might want to think about what I want to ask of the home help today. Like, let's say, considering the development with my disability from childhood to now, I find it sort of almost a luxury that I can apply for help from the community. Let's say, in the sense, I don't take that for granted, but I also kind of have to, let's say, do the work to show the community that this is needed and this is actually adding value to my life. And actually, I can exist better if I'm conveyed I have the right to ask for help. This is a relatively complex topic, and I don't know how to word it any better, but let's say I grew up in the Germany of the 80s and 90s, where old people sorrily still told me many stories about disabled people being hidden or unalived, or like, I think the most drastic thing was, and if you had been born in some other country, you would have been thrown to the trash. That is actually not nice to say that, leave alone do that. I am actually doing those YouTube videos kind of to hold myself accountable and to do my own self-improvement, to like to be content with myself and to show what I have to offer to society versus not. What's next here? Yeah, and I actually really think we need to keep this discussion open. Life quality, getting help, asking for help. And now I have a minute to think about the rest of the day. And that is somehow not working. But let's say, when I have the list and when I made a sketch towards the list, because I have a new planning idea, I'll meet you on Instagram. I'll see you there. Bye bye.